Yes.
Alrighty. So we'll start off by doing, the first hour stuff.
All
Uh,
right.
so, so we'll be using this Google document here. So I'll go ahead and share it with you. Shareable.
Oh,
All right, here you go.
thanks.
All right. So first things first. When you get into your games, what you need to
Mm,
be looking for is looking to learn, right? You just need to be looking to like see like what you can do better and stuff like that, or what you can
yeah.
do differently, right?
Yes.
So you need to go in your games and always reflect on that. You never want to be like focusing on like something else, right? Because it doesn't matter. So you
Exactly.
want to be in a reflective mindset. So first things first is you want to like obviously reflect on your mistakes, right? So it could be like, why did I die there, right? Like maybe you died to the jungle. Okay, how can we avoid that? Okay, maybe we put down wars or we just like track the jungler better, right?
Yeah.
And why did you lose that trade? You could have been like, oh, you just, you missed your abilities or something like that. Or, okay, you go back to the VOD and you see that like maybe we all lost the trade because of like minion advantage or something, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe he had like three more minions than you, or you traded and you had like no cooldowns, right? But he had all of his stuff up.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So, and then did you follow your win condition? Right. Like every game, you need to have a plan. You need to have a win condition going in your game. Like, what are we gonna do here? Like, how do we take advantage of the strengths of our composition? Right. Like, say if your team comp needs to win early,
Yeah.
right? Did we win early game? Right. If you did
Oh,
not, that you didn't follow your win condition.
I see.
And were
Oh,
you able
that
to
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and were you able to like execute, right? So again, it's like if you lost early, then like that's on you
Mm.
guys,
Yeah.
right? Or
Exactly.
maybe like everybody just I don't know didn't perform mechanically or something like that.
Mm.
We'll take a look at one of your games and I'll give you like an example. Alright, refresh. Oh dear, yeah, your champion pool is definitely an issue.
My.
Your champion pool,
Yeah. Why?
because these champions are too hard for you. Like
You think?
Yeah, like definitely. Kiana's definitely mechanical, right? Super mechanical
Oh yeah.
champion. Elise,
Yeah.
super, super, super mechanical. You have to do her
Yeah.
combos fast, and you have to land your cocoon, right? And
Yeah.
Italy, obviously, you need to land that spear. And against a sentient being, like it's really easy to dodge her spear, right? It's not that hard. Like
That's
like
true.
Italy is reliant on like the other person just kind of walking into your spear and like, or not just not realizing that like your spear is coming, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Most of the time.
or you like somebody has to be CC for your like spear, right? The only chance like you can 100% guarantee you can line a spear is if they're already like rooted or stunned, right?
Exactly. I mean, yeah. When I do flex, yeah. But when I solo queue, I don't have an issue with that. Cause I'm solo elo.
Well, what do you mean you don't have an issue with that? You have a 47% win rate.
Yeah. I'm no. I'm just mean the spirits, uh, not the win rate. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like they're too hard for you. Because the thing is, if you could mechanically perform on these champions, I think you'd be diamond.
I
Right? You
think,
can you can
yeah.
get to diamond like just off of mechanics. You don't have to be like super smart or anything. Like there's
Yeah,
really
I
really
see.
bad players in diamond. Really really bad ones. Like
Mm.
you'd be surprised how stupid they are. It's
I
really
see,
really
okay.
stupid. All right, let's do one of your games. This is still not refreshing. Oh, I guess it is.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do solo queue. Alright, let's just take like this game for example.
Yeah.
So you have to look at every matchup and see like how does that matchup go, right? You have to ask yourself like who's gonna win the lane, right, and who's gonna be
Yeah.
better like later into the game, right? So if we take your top lane, you got the GP. What does GP want to do?
Just farm, I guess.
Well, for what? Why does he just want to farm?
Cause yeah, it's like Trinity Force Power Spike, and like he he's able to I mean, use his ult around the map instead of having to rely on being carried by the jungler in the lane or something. I don't know.
Well, he can ult around the map regardless of being able to farm or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So it has nothing to do with him using his ult around the map. That's just like a GP thing, right?
Yeah,
But what's not a GP thing is, well, it kind of is, I guess. But other champions, it's the same thing. So you're right about like the Triforce, right? He wants to get the Triforce, and then like he wants to
yeah,
get like IE, like he spikes at 2 items, and then he can really
ex
start dishing out some serious damage.
exactly. Yeah,
Right. So his mid game's really strong. His late game's really strong with a split pushing pressure. Right.
exactly. Yeah,
So if he can like not die early game, that'd be really really good for you guys. Right.
yeah,
Like he's not a champion that needs to get ahead early game. He just kind of wants to go even because that is him getting ahead.
that's true. Yeah,
Right. And so
I
let's look at
realized that.
the jungle matchup. What about you versus like the Wukong?
Uh, I think I'm not really sure, but Wukong. I don't meet a lot of Wukongs, but this Wukong was like really aggressive. He was always like trying to ganks and shit. So my plan was to just get the objectives while he was busy like trying to gank because he doesn't have a lot of CC, so he wasn't like able to go
Yeah,
in and
like
commit fully.
Wukong's a garbage champion, and
Yeah,
he's an even worse jungler because he doesn't have CC, right? And, like
exactly.
he's like a Kha'Zix jungle, right? He
Yeah,
needs to get ahead, and at this elo, like
exactly.
people don't know what they're doing with the lead in the first place, so the games are
Mm,
gonna last really long.
yeah,
So that's like really bad him picking Wukong. However, I
yeah,
think you can still beat him early. Early, he's not very strong at all. Uh,
yeah. He isn't,
so I
but
think you win that matchup.
yeah.
All right, let's go to the mid lane. What do you think about mid lane?
Mid lane, uh, Vega just wants to farm and get strong, I guess. Malphite wait for his level 6 spike to ult and probably roam and I don't know, set up ganks, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So your mid lane wants to scale. So what about your bot lane?
My bot lane, both AD carries I think are really like late game, uh, strong late game. I think Tristana is stronger earlier or something. I don't know about Thresh and Nautilus though. I don't look that much at supports.
Mm, yeah, supports. It's not too much of a big deal if they're like better early game or late game. Uh,
Yeah,
but they're both kind of the same. Like the Thresh just wants to
yeah,
pick somebody, right? And the Nautilus wants to do the exact same thing.
yeah,
So
exactly.
bot lane is going to be pretty volatile because they both want to scale. But you know what? One of them's going to win laning phase, and they're going to scale harder than the other guy and faster than the other guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So this game, your win condition is to basically outscale them, make sure top lane doesn't like run it down, and hopefully
Yeah,
like mid lane won't run it down. Mid lane probably just gonna run it down anyways. Like once the Malphite hits 6, like you said, he's just gonna like press hard every time, and I don't think
yeah,
there's gonna be a lot that Vigor can do about it, right? So, but the Vigor does scale, so you just kind of have to stop the bleeding from mid lane if mid lane does get behind.
exactly. Yeah.
And bot lane's got really good follow up for you. Mid lane actually has very good follow up. I would prioritize proactively ganking the bottom and mid lane this game. Hopefully you'll
I
be able
see.
to snowball bot lane. I would try to snowball bot lane this game.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I did that mistake. I wasn't focusing bot enough, I guess.
Yeah, probably not. They died 10 times,
Yeah,
and your mid died 9 times. So I don't know
yeah,
what lane you were trying to focus this game, but it should have been mid and bottom lane.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now it does. Yeah,
Okay, so that's
I
what I
was.
mean by like a win condition.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go back. So you want to reflect on success too. Like look at your good plays, right, and see why they went well. Um, but
Okay.
even if they like went well, ask yourself like, could you play it like better? If you don't think you could play it better, then cool, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
And could your trade gone any better? A lot of this like some of this stuff doesn't like apply to junglers particularly because you don't really like trade. So maybe
Yeah.
like instead of like could your trade gone better, we put like could your route gone better, right? Or like slash things, right? Like, did you
Yeah,
put
yeah,
the
that
right
makes sense.
priority on the right lanes, and did you like route according to their enemy jungler, right? And stuff
Yeah,
like that. Because like you don't want to route and then go for the scuttle crab when that guy's doing the same thing, and you don't want to win. You don't want to fight him early game, right?
yeah,
Like, let's do like a riff kit to explain this. It's like pretty much like every game in these elos, it's just like this, right? Both junglers will start at the bottom buffs, and
yeah,
then you'll do something like, this, and then that, and then that, and then maybe scuttle, right? Or you'll loop around and
yeah,
grab Krugs, and then do this, right?
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's pretty much like 99% of the routes at this MMR. And this jungler, what do you think he's gonna do?
pretty much same thing.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. It's just gonna be on the other side of the map, right? So
Yeah,
we'll do like this.
yeah,
Right, so if you know he's like doing this, we can just check bot lane. Like you always know what side they start on, because you can
yeah,
check bot lane and see if they're late. Right? If their
yeah,
ADC and their support are like late to the lane, right?
yeah,
Like let's say the minions crash and then like they arrive at like 6 seconds after the minions crash,
yeah,
right? Or like 10 seconds. Like they probably at least for the jungler at least a little bit, unless it's like a
exactly.
Shaco. Sometimes you don't like need to like leash a Shaco, right?
No, exactly.
But like most of the time, this will work. Like 9 times out of 10, this will work, and you know which side he starts on. So if they're there right away, you can actually do something like your red buff this, and then maybe like invade, right, and take his blue buff before he's over here,
Yeah,
right. Whereas if they do come to lane late, he's doing like probably the same path as you, right?
yeah,
So like let's say if it's like somebody you don't want to fight early game, we probably don't want to go for that scuttle crab, right?
yeah, exactly,
Or maybe
exactly.
we just want to like start blue buff to avoid him.
Yeah,
Right, we
I
could do
actually
that.
started
So,
blue of that game because I didn't want to gank Sage.
you started blue this game.
Yeah,
Uh, do you know like did you know that he started blue or red?
yeah, he started on his own blue.
Yeah, like I said, they do that like
So
every
yeah,
time.
exactly.
So I think it's fine like running into Wukong early. As long as you have Cocoon, you'll probably win.
Yeah,
Like all of your
I think
basic
yeah.
abilities against all of his basic abilities, I think you'll win.
Yeah, I think so too.
But if you miss Cocoon, you will lose. If you miss it,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
are 100% you're going to get shafted. Reason
Yeah,
like reason why he's so bad early game is if you looked at his Q, it's 10 base damage.
10.
Yeah, it's 10 at rank 1. It's 10 damage. It's the lowest base damage in the game.
Wow.
But it has a little bit of like a bonus AD ratio or something. I can't remember if it's
Yeah,
bonus or total. But reason being is 10 base damage is 10 base damage, right?
yeah,
It's
that's
not
shit.
that much. Like unless they had like a two total AD ratio attached to his Q, it's not gonna do a lot of damage. Uh, the reason like where the burst comes from Wukong is it resets his auto attack, right? So you do have to factor that into account. But like I said, if you stun him first, I don't think it's gonna matter.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. So team fights. So team fights gonna happen a lot. You want to
Mm,
ask, like, even in a one team fight, did you do your job inside of that team fight? There's a lot of fights that can occur where you don't do your job, but you still win the team fight, right? Like,
I
sometimes
see.
I'm
Yeah.
like side laning, or like them, like my team, like they'll win like 4v5, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did they win that without me, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, they could win it, and I wouldn't even do anything. Like, I can
Yeah.
show up like 20 seconds late and they win the fight 4v5, and I'm like, okay, I'm helping with like, 300 damage ability, and that's all I did, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, but like the better play is me to probably be in the fight.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like if you're
And
playing Elise, you could go in and you could whiff your cocoon, but you could still win the fight, right?
exactly, yeah.
So it's useful to still go back and reflect on successful fights.
When you say reflect, do you mean like just think about it or literally going into your replay and watching what the hell happened?
Uh, prefer like if you can't think about it in the moment, like if you don't know
Yeah.
what went wrong, then yeah, go to your replay
Okay,
and
yeah.
just look for what went wrong in that particular instance. Right? You don't need to go over
Ex-
like the whole thing. You just need to look at like what went wrong in that situation.
yeah, I see. Okay.
So the next thing is reflect only on yourself. Like refrain from tilt, and like when tilt happens, just take a break. And don't flame or blame teammates. Sometimes, yes, they could lose you the game, but it's just
Mm,
pointless to flame them or blame them because we're not gaining any useful information out of it, right?
that's true. Yeah.
And when we're tilted, we're not gonna reflect on success, and we're not gonna reflect on mistakes either.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important. And you'll see people tilt, and then they'll just like go play like another 3 games, right? And you
Yeah.
won't learn anything from those games.
Mm-mm.
So it's a complete waste of time for you. Let's do this. All four. I don't even know why I put this in. All right. So what's your goal for league?
Uh, my goal is just to get like better, I guess. I wrote you this message earlier about like I play mostly league with my friends. I'm not like aiming to do competitive at competitive level.
You shouldn't,
But
because you won't reach competitive. Like pro players, the thing what people don't understand about pro players is they were not ever in gold. They were not ever in silver. They were not ever in platinum. They are at least diamond, usually high diamond or masters in their first year playing
yeah,
because they learned so much and they learned it so quickly so that they can learn all of the intricacies of a professional play, right? All the competitive stuff that you don't need to know.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, my goal is at least to get to like diamond level, like not mechanically, but like decision making and such. Because all my friends I play with are like diamond 3 plus, and I play a lot of flex with them. As you can see, my flex rank is like platinum 1 because I
Yeah, I
play
was
with
I was
them.
wondering about that.
Yeah, but I obviously get carried most of the games, and I feel that's really boring. I want to like contribute and like
Mm.
be a good player
Yeah,
in general.
100%. It's very boring. Uh,
Yeah,
so so essentially, you want to improve, right?
yeah,
Okay. So 100%, this champion pool is a detriment to you improving.
I think,
The way
yeah,
I can, yeah. So let's do. We'll do it under champion pool. So I kind of have some things here about it, but we'll do it. We'll do it on here. So let's say,
sure,
let's take like an average player. Let's put
yeah,
him on a Mumu, and then we're gonna put him on a Elise.
okay,
Right. Average average player. We got him on Elise, and then we got him on a Mumu. Right. So there is a skill floor, right? So we're gonna put a number for the skill floor in terms of champion efficiency. Does that make sense? So 100% being like you're playing the champion like fucking Bjergsen on Zed, right?
yeah,
Like Bjergsen on Zed can play the Zed to like 100% efficiency, right?
yeah,
Maybe not like 100, maybe like 99, right?
yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, like he doesn't like play him like all the time, right? Like he's a pro player, so he
No,
like plays Rise and shit and like meta stuff,
exactly.
right? So he doesn't like play Zed too much right now. But I'm willing to bet if he goes and plays Zed right now, he'd still be playing him at like 95 to 99% efficiency, right?
Was
But
yeah,
and he's
exactly.
he's the challenger player. Not only that, he's a pro player.
Yeah,
Uh,
he really is.
so take him on Elise, right? So we'll put like Bjergsen on Elise. So we'll put him on Elise, right? And then we'll put him on. Ah shit. Ah crap. Let's just bring this all the way down to look better. Alright, so let's take Bjerg. We'll put him on Elise, and then we'll put him on a Momo. All right.
Yeah,
So you might be playing Elise at 30%, right? Like the
yeah,
first time you play Elise, you play her at 30%.
sure, yeah.
Let's take a Momo. What do you think it's gonna be? Is it gonna be higher than 30% or less than 30% when you play a Momo?
Higher, obviously.
Yeah, higher, because he's easier,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. So you might be playing a Momo at like 50%. So
Sure,
now
yeah.
let's take Bjergsen. You put him on Elise. Obviously, he's not a jungler, so let's say like 85, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then let's put him on a movement. Like he's obviously like a little bit better than us on a Mumu and like jungle period. So he might be
Yeah.
playing a Mumu at like 80 as well, right? This is because he has the knowledge that's better than both of us, right? So he knows all the jungle stuff. He knows what routes
Yeah.
to take with the lease. He knows ever like well he doesn't know like all the jungle stuff. Like again, he's not a jungle player, right? But he knows
Yeah.
more than both of us regarding the role. So he can apply that and then just focus on the mechanics of the champion. And he's already played the game so much, he knows how to hit skill shots and all that stuff. So he already has an advantage there. Right? That's why
Sure.
his at
Yeah.
least is 85% efficiency and yours is like 30.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? And then so you put him on a Mumu and it's like 80. But the thing is, the difference between his 80 and your 50, that's like only 30%, right?
Yeah.
But the
Sure.
difference between your Elise, an average player's Elise, and his Elise is gigantic. Right? This is
Sure.
45% as opposed to 30%. And
Yeah.
I'm just like spitballing numbers here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I
To
know.
kind
No,
of
it makes sense.
explain the concept. So like this is why you putting yourself on something like Natalie is so bad. Because
I guess it is.
you're handicapping yourself by playing a champion that's just too difficult for you, and like this can go down even further. Let's take we'll take like a bad player, like a really bad player, right? Like a bronze or like iron player.
Yeah.
So we'll put an iron player on like Elise. What do you think he's gonna do? Like, I'd give him 5%. I don't even think that's I don't think that's even. I don't think you can get much
Oh
past
my
that.
god.
I don't know. I'd give him
Yeah.
5%, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's put him
Yes.
on a Mumu, right? He might not be
Oh
playing
yeah.
him to 50%, but you could sure as hell play him at like 40, right?
Yeah. That makes. Yeah.
And now it's even bigger, right? Now the difference is even bigger between the bad player and Bjergsen.
Yeah.
And then it goes even exponentially bigger because you're on Elise. So the difference between Bjergsen's Elise and the bad player's Elise, right? It's like 80% now.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. But one question. Why is Amumus on Bjergsen lower than Elise, even though Elise is a more difficult champion?
It's because Mumu is not good in that level of play.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That's
that
all.
makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm taking the like challenger into account, competitive into account. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Okay.
level
I
he's
just
playing it
wanted
at,
to know.
this is not gonna work.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
That's so. Anyways, like this is why I said like your champion pool is a detriment. I'll give you, I'll find the video after, and I'll give you that. Somebody called LS, aka Last Shadow. He's got a good video, like doing a verbal session and going through this in much more detail, and he also
Yeah.
answers, like kind of answers. I mean, he didn't ask a question, but he kind of shows people why like it's so bad to play these hard champions at a low level of play, and he answers it in multiple ways. But
I
anyways,
see.
I thought this would be a good way to answer it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Make sense though?
Yeah. It does.
Alright. How many spaces did I add? Jesus. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. Alright, so you want to improve. So again, we got to change the champion pool. So I won't go over this because I kind of did with the percentages and all that. Alright,
Yeah.
so
Sure.
the one I like to give people is just give them like the mobalytics. Because mobalytics they have two tier lists, right? So they have a general tier list and they have a high elo tier list. High elo, you could use it, I would say, when you're like mid platinum, like plat 3, plat 2, you can start using the high elo one.
Sure. Yeah.
But for now, you would just use the general tier list. So I'll go ahead and give you the general tier list. I would avoid anything with a hard or severe difficulty for jungle.
You didn't send it to me, I think.
Oh, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh, I sent him out. Oops. Sorry. Can I delete this, please? Okay, there you
Thanks.
go. Alright, so you can see stuff like, I'm actually not sure why Echo is hard difficulty. But I would say you could probably play Echo. Shaco, definitely don't play Shaco. Master E, Warwick, like those are both really good. Um,
Yeah.
like I say, anything that's like good at team fighting and has CC, like you can play that as long as the CC that they have is not too hard to land, right? At least unfortunately falls into that category. And you can
Yeah.
see Nidalee not even on the fucking list, right?
Yeah. She's
And Nidalee
severe.
not even here. But if we go to high elo one, I'm willing to bet she's actually on the high elo list. Yeah, she's A tier on the high elo list, but she's not even on the list for low elo.
Yeah. Okay. I see. I just really like the champion.
Well, if we want to get better, it will get better faster if we don't play her. That's all. I'm not saying you
Yeah.
can't climb with her or improve with her, but it's going to be a lot slower.
Okay. Okay. I get it.
Um, and so I would say, let's see, you like Nidalee and you like Elise, so you like early skirmish type junglers. You might like Olaf. You'd probably really like Olaf actually. You might like Volibear. I'd recommend Olaf, Volibear, Warwick, Yi. These are like
Okay.
available picks, by the way.
Yeah.
Mundo could be really good. Maybe Jarvan. Zinzao,
Yeah.
you'd probably really like Zinzao. Yeah, I think those would be it. All right, what do you think? You have any ideas? Anything popped up to you?
I guess Olaf. I guess I should have multiple champions or something.
You don't need no. You don't need multiple champions. The lower the better, actually.
Okay, but yeah, let's say I want one AD and one AP, then I guess
Why though?
Olaf.
You don't really need one AD and AP.
I don't.
No, nobody's really
I'm
playing
just
tanks.
yeah, true, but I'm just for like team composition or something. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? If you're all AD, it's not gonna matter if they're not building armor, right?
Yeah. Ah,
Like,
that makes sense. Yeah.
take your last game for instance. They had like a Singed, right? But he builds like a kind of AP off tank, right? He's
Yeah.
not really like building any armor.
No,
And
he's
then they had a Wukong. This is like low elo. I'm willing to bet he's just gonna go damage, because he's low elo Wukong. And then a mid Malphite. So mid Malphite got popular just because like the AP Malphite got popular.
yeah.
So again, no armor building from him, right?
None.
So like you don't actually need to like fit dynamic damage into the team comp.
Oh, I
If
see.
that
I
makes
see.
sense.
Okay. Then I guess Olaf will be my focus.
Okay, we're gonna do jungle. So you can 100% blind pick Olaf. That's fine. Like I said, the lower the better. We can just one trick Olaf if you want, or you can have some other picks. I'd say you probably like. Actually, maybe Olaf's not good. You'll need to end the game early, and they go kind of long. If I would be good, or Volibear as well, because they'll scale a little bit better than Olaf.
Yeah, I
But I
see.
think you'll really like Olaf regardless.
I can have a second too, so we
Yeah,
can add Vi, I guess. But I
yeah, let's
think
see.
Vi is pretty hard, isn't she?
No, not really.
All right.
Like even the Q is like you can line the Q very easily. And
Yeah,
even if you can't, you can just R them first and then Q them afterwards. Like
I see.
it's pretty straightforward to land it.
Yeah, I'll have to go to practice tool and see.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And these players like don't dodge anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do so both of them are perfectly fine to just pick into whatever you want. Like
Okay.
you don't need like an AP jungler here.
No, okay, let's see.
Alright, secondary. So what do we pick for secondary?
A secondary role.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you
okay.
even get secondary role?
Rarely. I mostly fill. I don't really have
Okay, so you
like a
just
second
fill.
role I prefer.
Uh, So what you could do is you can continue to fill, and then just whenever you get something that's not jungle, you can just dodge.
Sure.
Because essentially, like filling is essentially, well, it's autofill, right? Like that's what you're
Yeah.
doing. You're autofilling yourself in the secondary role. What you could do is, if you just want to get jungle like all the time, just pick a popular role secondary, like mid or ADC.
I see. Yeah. ADC, I guess.
Like for me, I pick mid, and then I pick bot lane, and I hardly ever get bot
Yeah. That
because
makes
bot is so
sense. Yeah.
popular.
Yeah. I rarely get autofill too.
Yeah.
So
So what we
that's
could
why
do
I don't
is we
have
can just dodge when we don't get jungle.
a. Yeah. That works too.
I think that should be fine for you.
Yeah.
All right. So next thing. So we're gonna go look at the GPI and mobilytics. So I'll explain it after this. So the three fundamentals for solo queue, you need to master these if you want to climb. So what it's gonna be is you need to have high income. So that's gonna be your farming score. So let's do like actually for you it's like less important because you're jungler, but it still should be pretty high. I mean we could say it's
Okay.
like 5 to 6 CS per minute. Since you're a jungler, if you are laning, it would be like 8. Low deaths, so the survivability, right? That's going to be your survivability on there. And high
Yeah.
impact, so that's going to be your fighting and your aggression. And if you're good at all these, right, we're consistently having a good amount of gold coming into us. We're not giving away our leads by dying, right? We're
Mm.
having high impact by winning the fights and playing them properly how we should. And aggression is mostly like you time the first turret, right? We're transitioning into objectives and actually trying to get to their nexus rather than playing Call of Duty and going for
You
KDA, right?
sure? Yeah.
All of this will mean you are consistent. You will consistently play well, right? If
Okay.
you're good at all these things. Most people are not good at all these things, right? Because the people that are
Yeah.
are like GM. Um, so you at least need to be like good at like a few of them.
Okay.
And if you're not good at any of them, I don't know what you're doing. Alright, so let's do the GPI. Oh, I'm not there anymore. GPI. Alright, so. Alright, here we got the jungle. Alright, so we can see our aggression's pretty good, but is initiative high? Our initiative is very high. Nice job, except, wait a minute. You get early kills, but we're not transitioning it into turrets. 19 minutes till your first turret. That's really low. It should be like
Uh,
17 minutes.
17.
Yep, 17.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
want that about 2 minutes earlier. 10 to Alright, fighting. Okay, skirmishes and team fights. We're playing we're playing a skirmish champion and your skirmishes are not high. What's going on there? We even get early kills, but we're losing skirmishes.
Yeah.
And we're losing team fights too, and we're hardly putting out any damage. Look at this. Look at this damage per minute. 500. That's it. 500.
Yeah.
And then your damage share is 18%. This is like a support Rakan damage share, not an
Yeah.
Elise or an Italy damage share. All right.
That's true. Yeah.
Um. All right. So fighting to 70. Fights. Let's do the farming. Then we can't even farm that well either. Yeah, you're just when you're farming, like it's not even that high. Uh, CS loss due to
Yeah.
death, CS loss due to ganking. You're mostly like missing valuable camps when you're dying. I'm not sure how they calculate this when you're jungle, so it would be interesting to know. Because obviously it's like you can't lose -1 CS due to basing because one camp is worth 4 CS.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how they like calculating this. Um, but it still should be higher regardless. Mostly the early game, and then the mid game. Don't worry as much about the mid game. It should be like 50 at least. Early game, we're gonna want that to about 70. Alright, so let's do farming to. Oh, why does this keep doing this? Ah, jeez. Google Docs does not like me.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, you know what? Forget it.
It's fine, I don't mind.
Farming to 70 early. 50. Alright, we'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh god, do you just know what wards are? Come on, you have all the time in the world as a jungler. Let's put down vision. You get 3.2 place before 15 minutes. You have almost as much charges as you put down wards.
Yeah, but that's because on first recall I always buy a red trinket, so I always remove wards instead of putting them.
What? Why?
Because I don't know, I just take like basic like routes when gankings, especially with Elise, so I always try to clear wards first and then just go in
But,
and kill them.
clear what wards? Do you think gold 4 players are gonna put down vision?
I mean, they do, but
They do?
sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. So why not put down vision of your own knowing that they're probably not gonna clear it? And you get a free
But
vision hack. You just like putting down vision is so important. Like it's fine to switch to it if you're like later into the game, right? If you're like 15, 20 minutes into the game, I think that's fine.
yeah,
But I don't think you should switch to it like immediately. That's really bad switching to it immediately. I think like wards is so important because let's say you get a ward like right here. I love this
yeah,
ward as a mid laner. You're putting a ward right here because if we know like he's here, right, and
yeah,
if he's not spotted on this ward by like 2:30, you know that he's like cleared all these camps, maybe looking for a gank. Right?
yeah,
So that can tell your bot lane they need a backup. Right? Or
yeah, actually,
alternatively,
yeah,
if we do see him over here and he does show up and do his raptor camps, or he just like walks by and goes to red buff, right?
yeah,
That can tell bot lane, oh, okay, we can go aggressive because we see the jungler,
sure, yeah,
right? And then this will tell top lane, oh, jungle's in the vicinity, right?
yeah,
Or maybe he's thinking, oh, okay, he's at the oh, let's get rid of one of these. Oh, got rid of both. Alright, so it'll tell the jungler, oh, okay, he's doing raptors. Right, so I can quickly try to fight, and it's going to take him too long to actually arrive, right? By that time, I would have killed this guy.
yeah,
Right, and that tells
true,
me, personally, as a mid laner, oh, look, he's over here. So I need to play accordingly, right? I need to kind of back up, play to the right-hand side of the map so he can't gank me. Right?
yeah,
Because let's say
exactly,
the jungler is at his raptors. I see him, right? So I play over here,
yeah,
and then he tries to gank me. Right? He shows up,
sure, yeah,
and then I back up. He moves up, I back up.
mm,
Right? But
yeah,
alternatively, if we didn't see him, if we didn't have any of this vision, and I didn't know he's here, right? So I'm just kind of playing randomly. Maybe I'm like in this pocket, and we don't see him, and he's right here, right?
yeah,
I probably have to burn flash,
sure,
right? I might even die, even while burning flash.
exactly,
I think this is how you keep your laners safe. Like you're wondering why mid like keeps dying to the jungler? It's because there's no vision to see him before it happens.
yeah. They usually have vision on that bush your curse is on now. Uh,
Yeah, this one.
that one, yeah,
Yeah, this is a
and
bad
that's
word.
usually the one I clear.
Yeah, you should like do this, or you should do this,
Yeah,
or deeper,
that's
like
true.
at his raptors.
Yeah,
And of course, like you would mirror it, right? You would do like you could do like here, and then like
yeah,
here, or deep,
mm,
right? If you're on the like the other side of the map, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like this is so bad because we're wasting like this overlapping vision, right? Do you see this
Yeah.
overlap with vision right here?
I never thought about that.
Right, we have an overlap of vision right here.
Yeah.
This is like 40%, right? So let's give this like 40, right? And then
Yeah.
this this is like 60. Oh crap!
Yeah, but I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
you get it. So like the top is
Yeah.
like 60, and then like this is 40%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like doing this. I'll only do this if I'm like thinking I'm gonna miss CS while I go ward, so I just do the quick ward. Right.
Yeah.
The problem with this is not only do you waste like the vision, if he comes in and ganks you, let's get rid of some of these. All right. So like let's say he's ganking you, I'm gonna see him when
Yeah.
he's right here, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have about maybe 3 seconds till he gets to the bush. And if I don't see him in 3 seconds, right, I'm probably dead anyways.
Yeah.
Like if I'm the mid laner, I'm reacting to it when he's already in the bush. I'm probably already dead, right? Like he's still gonna go on me regardless of me having the vision,
Exactly.
right? But let's say if I put it here and he goes in and he like ganks me, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I have like 5 seconds to react,
Yeah.
so it's a lot better. And
Mm.
also this ward will cover like if he does like this, right? It might cover if he does this, depending on how deep he plays it. It'll
Yeah.
cover if he does like this, or if he's like a Zac, right? He can do this and go over the wall and kill you like that.
Yeah.
Or if he's a Kane, right? That's why I
Yeah.
really don't like the bush ward. I only do it in situations where I'm like, okay, I just need to get this down, right? And I'm gonna miss some
Yeah.
CS. Like maybe I can't shove out the lane, and I'm just gonna go quickly put it down. But ideally, if you have time, I'll usually do the word you see right here.
Yeah.
And
I most of the time do them early, but it's just that I like to take like dragon too early.
well, you,
So
you
I
don't.
like to,
No, that's fine, taking dragon, but you're not doing them early because you said your first recall you're getting red trinket every game,
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
right? You're only having your yellow ward for what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Until I'm level 6, because that's
Wait,
when
you
I
farm until
usually am able.
6?
No, I don't farm until 6, but that's when I'm able to do dragon solo with Elise.
I mean, you could probably do it earlier, but you don't always just want to like do it,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
right?
true. Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, I'm 6, I'm gonna go do it. You have to like have vision on the enemy jungler. Maybe like some lanes have to have priority, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Like you can't always have like a static plan for what you're gonna do because every game is different, right?
Yeah. But if I
Right.
don't get dragon often, I feel like I'm not getting anything done on the map.
True.
That's what I hate.
The dragon is super important.
Yeah.
Vision placement. All right, I'm just gonna check when we started the call. 20. Okay, got about 20 minutes. All right, we're pretty much done anyways. Vision. See what the other ones are. Okay, deaths are a bit high. We're dying a little bit in team fights. Mostly solo. You ganks failed. That's interesting. You shouldn't be failing ganks. So many times. Yeah, so ganks failed. You can see here. This is how many times you're dying before 15 minutes. When you're
Yeah.
not dying to the enemy jungler. Right. So obviously, like that's gonna be like you ganks failed.
Yeah.
Most likely. So I would say work on the ganks failed and the solo deaths, and we need to get your deaths down to about 4. 4 is acceptable. Alright, let's try to fix this up. Oh dear. Oh, why does it do that? Probably
Just
something
use
more minor.
the this thing on top.
Mm,
They're
this.
like ruler thing. No, to down. Yeah, that thing. When you type and then just realign them.
It's just the indent though. It's like how far left it can be.
Yeah, but the indent changes when you press space.
Mm.
That's why it gets.
Does
Uh,
it?
yeah, when you do the. Oh, now it's normal.
It's not moving.
Yeah, now I guess it's fine. Yeah,
See, it's
see, look at
changed.
the indent now.
Why? I don't know why it's changing on this one, but not the other ones.
Yeah,
That's
but you
weird.
saw the indent
Yeah, I know. I
increased.
saw it. It changed like over here.
Yeah, you
It's
could
probably
just
something
move
to do
it
in the
back.
settings,
Yeah, but it's fine.
but whatever.
I don't have OCD or anything.
Yeah. All right. Notes. I think your control words. Oh, your control words are good. Nice. All right. I am gonna give you. We're gonna give you homework. We're gonna get rid of the notes there. I'm gonna go to the back to the very top, and we're gonna put in homework slash research. Alright, so research is very important. Alright?
Yeah,
So, what do I mean by research? I mean going and watching, high elo VODs of the champion that you're looking to learn, right? We haven't really played any Olaf, so we're not
yeah.
gonna like go right in the rank with Olaf, right?
No,
Or at
of
least
course
I'm
not.
hoping that wasn't your first idea.
No,
So we go to anybody who like plays a bunch of Olaf. So what I do, as you can see, leaderboards, champions, right? So we put on Olaf. So then we'll open up these. So these, everybody here is Diamond 2 plus. I'd say just like pick the highest rated guy. Like he's obviously better than the other guys.
yeah.
So maybe bring him up. Maybe bring him up. He's got a lot of Olaf games too. Yeah, so him. So he's got tons of Olaf games. Ignore the Elise games. Don't get any bright ideas. All right.
No,
No
I
bright
won't.
ideas. So you play Zinzao
Why?
too. I think you might like
Yeah,
Zinzao as well. If you don't like Olaf, then try Zinzao.
I see. Yeah,
Like if you play like 10, like 15 games of Olaf and you just think like, oh, no, he's just not my champion. Like you're just not having fun with him. Then
yeah.
maybe try Zinzao. And then
Sure.
you're gonna do the same thing that we're doing here with Zinzao, and you're gonna do it
Okay.
with Vi as well. All right, so we can see that he's running. He's going for the warrior, and then he's going for the cleaver, and then he's going for the gauge. So that seems like a fine build to me. The cleaver
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense, and the warrior makes a lot of sense. The gauge I think is okay as well. You
He
could you
doesn't.
could substitute that out for something like a Triforce. I don't know.
Okay. He doesn't do predator. Isn't that like meta?
No, not really. You
Okay.
don't really
Okay.
need
I'm just.
Predator. You
Yeah.
run pretty
Okay.
fast to people already, and your R makes it so you can't really be CC'd for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. True.
And he doesn't have trouble actually getting on top of people with the key slow and everything.
Yeah.
As long as you hit the Q, you're good. So yeah, I think Predator just like luxury. It's unnecessary, and Conquer's like so freaking OP right now in melee champions.
Yeah.
Like it's so disgustingly broken.
I
Like not
see.
only
All
do
right.
you get 15% spell vamp and lifesteal, which like by the way that's really strong, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then you also get like 2 to 5 adaptive force per stack. Per
I
stack.
see.
So you're gonna
First
get
that.
10 like
Wow.
really quickly. So it's like a free pickaxe in most of your fights.
Wow. How many stacks is our max?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah, and you get
Oh
that really
yeah.
quick.
I see there. Yeah.
Yeah, you like one auto is gonna be 2 stacks, and then if you hit them with a Q, that's I think it's 2 stacks as well. Wait, basic attacks and spells, yeah, and your spells too. So if you just like
Yeah.
Q auto E, that's like 6 already, right? You just got
Damn.
10
Okay.
AD. Like
That's
I'm
insane. Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be nerfed. The healing should be nerfed to 8% for everybody. I think.
Yeah.
or they remove the adaptive 4 stacks and just keep the healing. Because healing can be countered, but like just free stats like that, there's nothing you can do.
True.
They're just gonna take it. All right, so we can see like when he gets his stuff right, he's going for the talisman. Grabs a longsword, gets the Oracle's lens. This is Hylos. There's gonna be a lot of vision early game.
Yeah.
But for you, just like stick to your yellow until like maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes, then you can switch.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can see like when he's getting all that, you can see what he's maxing. Obviously maxing the Q, and then he's going for the E, which makes sense, I think. Okay. Oh, this is
I think.
refunded. Oh, the cost is refunded. Interesting. I didn't know that. W. Yeah, this makes sense. It makes sense that he's going E second. So just
Yeah.
Q, Q, W, E, max Q, max E. Take R, obviously, whenever you can. Then he's going Conquer, Triumph. Then he's going Bloodline. This makes a lot of sense because you're Olaf, right? You don't really need
Yeah.
any tenacity because, again, you're Olaf, right? We don't really care about any CC. Alacrity is pretty useless, to be honest. It's only good when you get the full stacks, and at that point, like the game's probably already over, and the dagger's not really gonna help you,
Yeah. I guess.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's pretty useless alacrity. So, but like 8% life steal, that's really good, right?
Yeah.
That can really help you out, and you get life steal from your W, so that stacks with your W. And then last stat, this is because of your W again, because when you get lower, you start to do like more damage.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
your attack speed is increased.
Okay. Okay. I see.
From your, like your passive is not on here, but
Yeah.
that's what this is for. And then
Yeah. I
magical
see.
footwear, that's just free boots. I mean, can't say no to that. But mostly why it's taking inspiration is the approach velocity, because when you queue people, that will count towards approach velocity, right?
Yeah.
Because they're slowed, so then you get 15% movement speed if you just hit your queue. That way, even if they're like a little bit faster than you, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or like if you don't have R, it's okay, because approach velocity gives you so much movement speed,
Yeah, that makes sense because you
right?
slow them and then move towards them too. So
Yeah. So that's why he's going for that. Then he's going for attack speed. Again, that was just like make sure you make your W better,
mm,
because it's percentage, right? So like let's say if you didn't have this and you're just sitting on like 0.8, 10% of
yeah,
0.8 attack speed, it's like it's like point zero 0.08.
yeah.
But 10% of like if you have attack speed buff and you hit that W, and now you're at like
Wow.
1.5, right? It's like
Yeah,
double effective almost,
that's true.
right? And you do rely a lot on auto attacks as well, not just your Q
Yeah,
and your E. You do auto quite a bit, and it's just
exactly.
like just to clear the jungle faster as well. And obviously
Yeah.
adaptive than armor because you're jungling. I've seen like people do like HP when they're jungling, and I'm just like you're gonna get wrecked by camps. you're gonna get friggin' destroyed by camps, man. And
Of
then they do
course.
like 2 camps for me, and they're like out of potions, and I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
That's why you
yeah.
don't. That's why you don't take HP. Um, it's kind of weird he took ignite this one game, but it's fine. I guess it's whatever. Most of his games are like flash though. It could have been a mistake too. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do particularly good in this game, anyways. Shocker. So, anyways, that's kind of what I do when I'm like looking to learn a champion, and also you can put his name in the client. Like for you, I guess you're on EU, so we would do this. We would do this for EU, right? You just switch it
Yeah.
to EU, and find somebody on EU who plays this champion, and then put their name in your client, and then just like watch a bunch of their games, right, and see how they play Olaf. Like see how aggressive they are, like why maybe think like why they're ganking this lane, right? Stuff like
Of
that.
course.
Just get a
Yeah.
feel for how to properly play the champion in each stage of the
Yeah.
game, and then you can go
I
ahead
see.
and start to play them on your own.
Okay.
Because at least you have an idea of how to play the champ instead of like going in blindly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 50 Olaf plus 5 that was supposed to be a plus. It's 5 games. All right, very last thing. We're gonna go over this. So this is a training checklist. So what I want you to do is make sure everything on here is basically like ticked off, right? If you even
Okay.
want, like, get a pen and paper and put all this down in your paper and put like check mark boxes where the dashes are,
Yeah.
right? And like make sure like okay these things are all done before I play, right? So
Okay.
you're gonna do this like every serious game, every ranked game. Like serious is like because you're trying to play Olaf, so we're gonna go play some normals before we just jump into ranked, right? Step
Mm.
one is gonna be watch the vods, right? And then step two is gonna be
Exactly.
play like a few normals.
Mm.
I'd
Yeah.
recommend like 10.
Then okay.
And then when you're
Yeah.
comfortable, you can go and play ranks.
Okay.
So like you would do this in the normal games as well.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So first things first, make sure your mind is right. Make sure we minimize distractions as much as we can. Nothing on in the background. No music. Take care of your needs, your work, anything that needs to get done. Right. Make sure it's done.
Yeah.
Right. Like for me, like if that day I'm like that day is a day to work out. Right. I make sure I work out before I play.
Mm. Yeah.
Right, so if you do, make sure like that's done, or like if you have homework, right? I don't know, maybe you're at university or you're at like high school or something, right? Just make sure you have everything done. Chores, right? I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course.
no
Yeah.
mental distractions. Make sure you're not tilted, you're not stressed, you're not drunk, high, any of that. Right? We want to be
Uh,
as good of a mental state as we can.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Right,
It
so
does.
next thing, make sure your body is right. Make sure we're not hungry or thirsty or tired, or we don't have like cold hands. It's really hard to play with cold hands. You're going to be really, really slow. Uh,
Yeah. I
if
live
we,
in a cold place though.
so this doesn't really have to do with like the body, but just me like
Yeah.
if you don't get your champ or roll, we're dodging unless we're in promos, because then you just lose anyways.
Yeah.
And after two like losses in a row, you're either done for the day unless you could take a break of 1 hour of non league stuff. This
For
includes like
sure.
streams or professional play. Or
Mm.
for me, what might help is like I stopped thinking negatively about the last loss.
Yeah.
Right, you don't want to go
Not
into a
even
game with
ARAM.
no, not even ARAM.
Okay.
Just
Sure.
like do something else,
Yeah.
because ARAM is still the game, right? You can still get upset at ARAM.
It is. That's true.
I wish there was ranked ARAM. That would be cool. All right, so and then basically rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense, man.
It does.
All right, man. If you have any
Yeah.
questions, let me know.
No, that was good, I guess. I'm just like hoping we can do like another coach session or something. Like I don't know what your second hour is. What type of stuff you do then?
Yeah, so normally I'd say I'd probably watch one of your games
Yeah.
and see how it goes. But for now,
Okay.
just kind of at least watch some vods of like an Olaf player,
Yeah, I'll
right?
I'll try to be at least decent at Olaf before coming back to you.
Yeah. Get some Olaf games in, do your research on
Yeah.
Olaf,
Yeah.
play some of those games, and then come back and we'll see how it is.
Okay, that's really good.
All right, man.
All right then. I will keep you here and then I will contact you as soon as I feel like it's
Yep.
time.
All right, sounds good, man.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for the session. You were really like informative. I
Yeah,
didn't expect this.
yeah. Not
It was
not a
like,
lot of people will do this, so
yeah,
it's really
thank you
important
very
to.
much.
All right, man. Have a good
Yeah,
rest of your day. If you have any questions, let me
you
know.
too. Yeah,
Thanks. See ya.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.